Hey everybody, how's it going? This is part 4 of Union In-Depth Assassins. We're talking about the Eversor Assassin in this video. One of my favorites. They're all cool. He's pretty cool as well. That's him in the back cover, a little diorama. He's the shock and terror tactics specialist, and also the assault specialist of the assassins. So pretty much he uses combat drugs. He's trained. They're all trained diligently. He's trained diligently. He uses combat drugs to enhance his abilities, and he's fluff-wise the only assassin not required to get or is exempt from psychoanalyzation every whatever period, which makes sense because would you want a crazed combat drug using assassin in laying down on your couch as you psychoanalyze them? They don't actually do that, but you get my point. I wouldn't. So also fluff-wise, they're kept in cryo stasis essentially until in between missions, because they're so trained and implemented with the combat drugs that their body starts to wither when not in use by it, and if they use it for too long, essentially when not in use by it. So they keep them in cryostasis. So the Eversor assassins can be some of the, in theory, oldest assassins out there, because he may not be required to do another assassin job for another 100 years. So anyway, let's talk about the Eversor Temple Assassin. Special rules wise, he only really has one special rule wise that matters anymore, because fast shot doesn't do anything anymore. If you're interested in what it used to do, it used to let him fire his pistols as if he was stationary, regardless of if he moved or not, meaning he could fire twice. But pistols don't do that anymore, so I imagine if they redo these codices, the Demon Hunter and Witch Hunter one, and I imagine they'll give him his pistol the ability to fire twice. But the rule still doesn't affect Bio Meltdown. If the Eversor is killed, you place a blast marker centered over the model. Any model touched by the temple takes an automatic strength 5 hit. Saving throws allowed as normal. The Eversor is then removed from play. So that's pretty cool. Oh, by the way, I think I forgot to mention it in the Colexis video. The Colexis assassin is 105 points to field, and the Eversor is, for this guy, he is 95. The Eversor is the cheapest, with the Colexis being the second cheapest. So they're pretty points heavy, but they get a lot, as you saw with the Colexis video, they get a lot of Wargear and special rules, and the Eversor assassin is no exception. He probably has the least, just because he's still the cheapest, and for what he does, he doesn't need many special things. For Wargear, he has Executioner Pistol, which is a combi pistol with a needle pistol, bolt pistol. Needle pistol rules in a roll of a 4+, and the needle pistol has an armor pen and a value of D6 against Eagle, so pretty much nothing. The bolt pistol is strength 4 AP5 pistol, range 12, and the needle pistol is range 12, strength X AP6 pistol, moves in a 4, so you can wound high toughness things with it. He has power weapon and melt the bombs, which follow standard rules in the rulebook. So that's pretty cool. So he ignores armor in close combat. And then he has the Neuro Gauntlet, which is also a close combat weapon. You roll to hit as normal, but don't roll to wound. Instead, each hit causes 1 wound of a D6 roll of 4, regardless of the target's toughness. And with no armor saves allowed. A vulnerable saves will be taken as normal. Vehicles hit by Neuro Gauntlet take a glancing hit and a D6 roll of 6, regardless of the vehicle's armor value. Now, he has Melta Bombs, so I don't really know why you would do that, but you could. It is a close combat weapon, so that with a power weapon means he gets +1 attack for having those two. Also, things that are, this is poison. I don't know if it follows a poison rule, but if it does, if you have the same strength as the enemy's toughness, you get to reroll to wound. Also, if he wounds things easier than a 4, he'll wound it easier than a 4. So it's not like he wounds toughness 3 with his strength 4 and 4s, he still wounds them on 3s. He has combat drugs. The Eversor assassin can charge 12 inches in the assault phase, or double the dice rolled for difficult terrain. And then when the Eversor charges into combat, he gains an extra D6 attacks rather than just +1 attack. So he is a close combat fiend. right there. He can get 10 attacks on the charge. A 12-inch charge, by the way. So, that's pretty good. He can potentially charge you on the first turn if you infiltrate him onto the board behind some cover. And then he goes through the cover, or just, somehow is able to get within 12 inches of you. He can potentially assault you first turn because of that. Or if he keeps him in, if you keep it in reserve, he can outflank you because of infiltrate. And coming in from the board edge, he can assault anything that's 18 inches or closer to the board edge, which is 6 inches more than standard for outflank for things that are infantry that can outflank. So even though your opponent will technically know this because he does have access to the special rules to check them out if he wants to, it doesn't mean he's not gonna be worrying about it, really. I mean, he might forget about it, or whatever. The point being is, you can affect things more so from the outflank than the standard outflank in infantry. So that's pretty cool. At 18-inch range, you can assault into things, lots of attacks. If he dies, because you assaulted into a big group of mobs, a big mob of orcs, whatever, then he then explodes. He can do more wounds to things that don't have a good armor save, essentially. And even things, he can cause wounds to things even with a good armor save. You're forcing a dice roll, which they can possibly fail, and then, they die. Because he's such a shock terror tactic assault specialist, he can probably make his point back his points back easily. If you charge into a squad and wipe a squad right from the get-go. It depends what squad, obviously, but a Space Marine squad, you got your points back. If you Tav squad, you got your points back. He's also pretty decent against independent characters because of all the attacks he can get. He's going to go at the same time as most of them, faster than a few of them, but you get the point. Also, he can take out vehicles. He and the Vindicator are the only one that can really do that efficiently. Well, I don't want to say efficiently, but have the possibility to destroy almost any vehicle. So that's the Eversor Assassin. And how I would play him is I would outflank him unless I'm going to go up against something where I can get him in good position with an infiltrate. It depends on the board and the opponent I'm playing, but chances are I would infiltrate it because now, not infiltrate it, I would outflank it. Because now you have to keep your opponent has to stay on edge. Not only is he facing your army, you have to worry about when's that assassin coming in and which side of the board is it coming in. Possibly redeploy his units, but you're forcing him to do that, so when the assassin comes in, he can't attack them, then he can come in, hide behind cover, get closer and assault 12 inches. So, yeah, that's cool. You can also use him again defensively. Keep him back, keep him in cover, wait for being targeted. When things get too close, he countercharges at 12 inches. And he can definitely do the countercharge because he charges 12 inches. So, Orc Boy squad is coming too close to your infantry, or your HQ, or whatever they're coming too close to. Eversor Assassin runs out of cover, assaults them 12 inches. There you go. Took the assault away from them. Potentially killed them. If he dies, he blows up, taking hopefully a bunch of them with him. So that's pretty much it. At 95 points, he's the cheapest, and he can make his points back fairly effectively. One of my favorites. I think he looks cool. I like his fluff, and his rules are also good. So that's it for him. The next assassin we'll talk about is the Calidus Assassin. So stay tuned and hope you've enjoyed. Until next time, take it easy.